Hi everybody, it's Miss Lorenz here. I'm going to try the screen recording software where I can write on the screen as a way of going over some of the problems that I want to highlight before you take your second superset, before you take your 1.2 superset. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at number 2. So number 2 is asking us, and this is 6th grade 1.2. Number 2 is asking us why we have to multiply both the divisor and the dividend by the same power of 10. So for example, if we have a problem like 5.3 divided by 0.2, or 5 3/10 divided by 2/10. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to remove that decimal and then place it at the end, and so it essentially looks like this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply by 10 just to move that decimal one place, all right? So when I do that, when I multiply the 2/10 by 10, now I have a 2 here. But I've changed the entire value of the problem if I leave the decimal in the dividend here, in the 5 3/10. I've changed the value of the problem. So in order to keep the value of the problem the same, I have to also multiply the 5 3/10 by 10. And I end up with 53 divided by 2. And then I can divide the same way. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at an actual division problem. I'm looking at number 8. I want to divide this, and then we're going to talk about writing the remainder as a decimal, and we're also going to talk about writing the remainder as a fraction. So in number 8, we have 139 divided by 4. Notice how I wrote it as a fraction. I always want you to remember that an improper fraction is a division problem. 139 fourths is the same as 139 divided by 4. And always the denominator goes into the numerator. All right, so when we divide 139 by 4, there are no decimals yet. We are going to end up putting a decimal in our answer. But I'm looking at 4 into 1, which I know does not go into 1. But 4 does go into 13 3 times. So I'm going to make sure that I put the 3 above the 13. And then I'm going to multiply 4 times 3 and get 12. And when I subtract, I get 1. Bring down the 9. Now I'm looking at 4 into 19. It goes 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. And then when I subtract, I end up with 3 left over, right? So now, I'm trying to move my... I guess I can't do that. Now what I have to do is I'm going to go up and put a decimal point up here, right beside the 34. And that's going to allow me to then add a 0 in to my remainder and continue to divide. So now I'm dividing 4 into 30. Well, I know that 4 goes into 30 7 times, and 7 times 4 is 28. So let me show you what it looks like since I'm running out of screen. Then I subtract and I get 2, right? That's still not, I still have a remainder. So I'm going to add another 0, and I'm going to ask myself how many times does 4 go into 20, and it goes 5 times. When I multiply 5 times 4, I get 20. So now I do not have a remainder left. I have 34.75, or 34 75 hundredths. Now if we look back to our division problem, when it's written as an improper fraction, we have 139 fourths. We know now that that is equal to 34. And since we know that 75 hundredths is equal to 3/4, that's another way we can write it, 34 3/4. Okay, now we're going to divide, we're going to skip ahead because we're not going to go over all of them. I'll run out of time here on my screencast. So what we're going to do is we're going to now go over number 12. So in number 12 we have 5 3/10 and we're dividing it by 2/10. So this is the example I talked about in number 2. So I'm going to want to show that I'm trying to figure out how to put 2/10 into 5 and 3/10. How many groups, what we're asking is how many groups of 2/10 are in 5 and 3/10. So I'm going to multiply the 2/10 by 10 to move that decimal over. Then I have to do the same thing to 5 and 3/10. So I am essentially just dividing 53 by 2. I know 2 goes into 5 twice, and I end up with 4. 1 left over, then I bring down the 3. It goes in 6 times. I have 12. I subtract, I have 1 left over. Now, let's look at this another way. We could put a decimal here and a 0, right? And continue to divide. The other way I want you to remember to use it, so it does ask us for the remainder as a decimal, and we'll look at that in a second. But this 1 becomes the numerator of our fraction if we are to write our remainder as a fraction. So that becomes our numerator. Then our divisor here becomes our denominator. So our answer becomes 26 1/2. I'm going to erase this now, and let's take a look at 26 1/2. You know that that is equal to 26 5/10. And so if I erase now the 1/2 and we go through the division with the decimal, you'll see how this works. So remember I had this 1 as a remainder, so I'm going to put a decimal up here, add a 0, ask myself how many groups of 2 are in 10. There are 5 groups of 2 in 10, and 5 times 2 is 10, so I end up with a 0 remainder. There's my decimal. It's a terminating decimal, and now I have it written here as 26 1/2 and also as 26 5/10 as a decimal. Okay, and now let's go over number 23. So again, like I said, you guys, I'm skipping ahead, or skipping around, I should say. So you should be looking at the ones here that we're going over together and making sure that what you did matches what I have here. All right, now we're going to take 4,626 and we're dividing it by 4. So again, I always like to think of it as an improper fraction. We have, oh, that's wrong. Let's rewrite that. I wrote that wrong, you guys. It's 2,626 divided by 4. 2,626 divided by 4. So again, I'm going to look at, there are no decimals here, but I'm going to write my remainder as a decimal. I know 4 doesn't go into 2, but I know it goes into 6, or 26, 6 times, and we get 24. When I subtract that, I have 2 left over. I bring down the 2. I know that 4 goes into 22 5 times, which is 20, and then I'll have 2 left over. And then I end up with 26. I know 4 goes into 26 6 times, and I end up with 24. And I have a 2. I'm not done, so what I can do is I could write this as a fraction right now. Remember, the remainder becomes the numerator of the fraction, the divisor becomes the denominator, and I know that 656 2/4 is the same as 656 1/2, right? But I'm going to go ahead and erase that, and now I'm going to put a decimal up here beside the 656, which now allows me to add a 0 to my 2 down at the bottom, so now it's a 20, and I look at how many groups of 4 are in 20. That's 5, and 5 times 4 is 20, so I end up with a terminating decimal. In other words, I'm done dividing, and of course I get the same answer that I had before. 656 5/10 is the same as 656 1/2. All right, now let's go over number 32. I like these types of problems. So answer one of the thorny devil lizard's favorite foods. It can eat 45 ants per minute. How long would it take the lizard to eat 1,080 ants? So this is a division problem. We're going to look at how many groups of 45 are in 1,080. All right? That's how many ants we're working with. This is how many ants it can eat per minute. So we're going to get an answer that is in minutes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this so I have room to do a division problem, a long division. So again, I have 1,080, and I'm dividing that. I like that 0. And then I'm dividing that by 45. So I'm looking at how many groups of 45 are in this case, oh my goodness, you guys. Let me rewrite this number. 1,080. There we go. All right. So I'm looking at how many groups of 45 are in 1. Now that's not going to go. 45 in 10. That's not going to go. 45 in 108. Well, I know that'll go 2 times. And 2 times 45 is 90. And when I subtract, I end up with 18. So now I'm going to bring down that 0 here, and I need to figure out how many groups of 45 are in 180. Well, I already know that 2 groups of 45 make 90. So 4 groups of 45 would make 180. And I end up with 24. And so my answer is 24 minutes. All right, and the last 2 I want to go over are 38 and 39, the assessment practice. So we need to figure out the value of the expression 1,248 divided by 25. So I'm looking at how many groups of 25 are in 1,248. I like working with 25 because it is a nice it's a nice number. It's a nice compatible number because I know that 4 groups of 25 make 100. And if I know 4 groups make 100 and I know there are 10 100s and 1,000, I can really sort of think through about how many groups of 25 are going to be in 1,248. So if we do our long division here, groups of 25 in 124 is going to be 4. Because I know that 4 groups of 25 is 100. It almost went 5 times, right? And I have 24 left over, so I'm going to bring down my 8 here. So now I'm looking at 248, which is almost 250, but not quite. So I know that if it was 250, it would be 10. It's really close. So it's going to be 9 groups of 25, and 9 groups of 25 is 245, and I end up with 3 as a remainder. So I can, oh wait, there's a 2 here, 23 as a remainder. There we go. So I can write my answer 49 and 23 25ths. I can write my answer as 49 remainder 23, or I can write my answer as a decimal. And I think we're going to do a decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this fraction. And then I'm going to put my decimal right here. That's supposed to be a big old decimal. Add a 0. How many groups of 25 are in 230? Well, I already know that 9 groups of 25 is 225. So I end up with 5 left over. And then when I add a 0, I'm looking at how many groups of 25 are in 50, and that is 2. 2 times 25 is 50. So the value of this expression is 49 and 92 hundredths. You could also write it as 49 and 23 25ths, or 49 remainder 23. So this is my least favorite way to write it, this answer D. And that's because usually we don't use remainders any longer in middle school, but it would be that last one, D. And then number 39 I want to talk about real quick. But I'm almost out of time, so I'm just going to tell you what you should have gotten for an answer. Which expression has the same solution as 3,157 divided by 41.